Hi guys, welcome back to Mountain Mount Projects. So this is the video of the finishing part 2. You can check up on the page for the part 1, which was the pre-plumbing and the filling and the tiling. Now you can see this is part 2. We floored the ground and we already tiled the toilet and the kitchen. So now we are fixing the doors. Then this also consists of the wiring, electricals, and also the plumbing, the final finishing of the plumbing, which is the fittings, and also it involves the painting too. That's the final part. So as you can see, the doors and the frames have been fixed, so everything has been fixed. Now we are fixing the wardrobes. This is the wardrobe that is going to be fixed in the room. So you can see it's been arranged. Then the plywood is being put at the back, so you can see this is how the work is going. Actually, finishing is the most important part of the house. So as you can see, we are here at the paint factory. We've come to buy some paint. I'm doing this on a budget, so we are not doing the extraordinary like fixing of POPs and doing screeding and using satin paint. So we are using emulsion paint in this part because it was done on a budget, because the amount that I budgeted for building this house wasn't really enough, because building in a swamp area is more expensive than building in a dry land. So the money I had budgeted was for building in a dry land, but now you can see it I went ahead of my budget because of the filling and a lot of things. So I couldn't achieve the plan of POP and all with the amount of money I had. So you can see this is the painting. This is the first coat on top. This is the emulsion paint. We have put the first coat of the painting on top. This is how it looks. I was showing you a video of how it looked before, and now this is how it looks after the painting is being done. So for this to be done, we bought I think 4 buckets of white emulsion paint and 1 small bucket of black emulsion paint. So I told the painter to put some designs with the black paint. You can see the black paint is on the edges of the windows and on the doors. Then the white paint is all around the decking, the top, and the rest of the places is white paint, the toilet and everywhere. So this is just done on a budget, and you can see this is how it looks. Then we bought also the oil paint for painting the door so it can look good. So this is me showing the painter what he needs to do and make sure everything is nice and smooth. Then my son is so ready to move into his new home because actually I was building this place so I can move in, because my rent has expired in the previous house. So this is how the place looks. I'm just trying to put everything together so I can move in and I won't have to pay another rent. So that's why I had to do everything I did on the budget. So I'm fixing the net door also, so we won't be finished by mosquitoes, because the grass and everything is still a growing site. And while the painting and everything is going on, I'm already trying to move some of my things in so the carpenter can fix it. So you can see this is how the place looks after the painting. I think this is the second coat that was put on top. So there's still another coat that still needs to be put on top to make it pretty nice and good. So first part of the painting done, then the doors also is looking dry. Everything is looking good after the painting, and the place looks habitable after the painting. So you can see this is all it takes, man. Just do your shit on a budget. Don't be a tenant, become a landlord. So because the place was not passable with these blocks, I decided to bring in some bags of sand so we can arrange the bags of sand on top, because this is a swamp area and I still need to do a lot of filling, but now there's no budget for filling, so I had to just go through however I can go through it. So now we are done with the painting and we moved in already. Look at my things, not even arranged yet, but I realized we need light, so that's why we have brought in the electricals. Now it's time for running the wires, but there are 2 things involved though. We haven't run the wire to the pole, because that's going to cost a lot. Reclaim and all those things needs to be involved. And also, I'm also waiting on my prepaid meter before I connect the light to the pole, because I've had an experience with NEPA and it wasn't a good experience. So I had already applied for the prepaid meter before starting this project actually. So I won't connect to the pole until my prepaid meter is brought. And check out on my page, I already did a video about how the prepaid meter was installed, so you can check in my previous videos on how the prepaid meter was installed. So this is how the wiring was done. We used the fishing tape to go through all the wires, because this is conduit. There are two types of wiring. There's conduit wiring and there's surface wiring. So this is conduit wiring, so it has to go through the walls. That's because we already arranged for it. During the construction, the pipes were run inside the walls. So if it was surface, you wouldn't have to run any pipe, but then your wiring is going to show. There will be wires everywhere. But since we prepared for conduit and that's the new way of doing things, we have to put the pipes in the wall during the construction, not after the plastering, before the plastering actually. So you can see all the wires were run through the wall and through the pipes using a fishing tape, and this is how the wiring is done for a house. Remember, all this is done on a budget, so I was involved in everything, both fixing of the lights, running the wires and everything. So because I'm not connecting to the pole yet, because I've not gotten my prepaid meters at this time, I'm going to be using my solar, because I have a solar. So this is Nigeria, so you have to be prepared for whatever it takes. So I'm running my wires, then I'm going to be using the solar to power up my house until I get my prepaid meter, because I don't want NEPA issues. Their issues are too much. You use just bulb and fan, then they might bring a bill of 500,000 per month for you, because that is how they do in this area. This is Abule Ado, Lagos, Festac extension. So for test running it, we are using the gen for now. This is the gen I used to test run the things, and you can see everywhere is working. The fan is working, the light is working, but the final plan is to use my solar for the meantime. So you see how everything works when I finally bring the solar. But for now, we are test running with the gen, so that we can see if there is any other thing we need to do or not. So after the wires have been run, the lights connected, the fan connected, everything looks so nice and so good now. So you can see how my house looks now, so lit and so nice. It's not an easy job though. You can see all our loads are still yet to be arranged, but who cares? We are just building from scratch. So now I brought my solar, and this is my solar. It's a portable solar I bought from Giza Energy. So this is how it works. We run the wire, that's the inverter and the solar. You can see the solar is working perfectly in place of my gen, because I don't like generator. First of all, the noise, then second, the cost of buying fuel and servicing it is always too stressful. So I prefer using my solar, and my solar is powerful enough. It's 2000 watts, so I've been managing it. It's taking my TV and everything. So initially we were using just some normal cement bags and everything to climb up the staircase. So I decided, no, since we are living here now, let me make a temporary step. So this is a temporary staircase I made. That's how it looks. So now we're about running the final finishing of the plumbing. Remember, in the first part 1 video of the finishing, we did the pre-plumbing. The pre-plumbing is like putting the exit pipes from the toilet, but now the final plumbing is connecting the pipes which we put in the first place, connecting it to the soakaway, to the soak pit. So this is the final plumbing. You can see this is the vent being installed so that the toilet won't be smelling. Then this is how the pipe is being run. This pipe is being run now to the soakaway, to the soak pit. So this is the final plumbing, you can see. And why we have to be careful about this, it has to plumb the pipe needs to be plumbed. So once you flush your toilet, or once you are using your shower or anything in the toilet, it goes smoothly to the sockaway, and the other one goes smoothly to the gutter or to wherever you direct the water to. So there are two toilets, master toilet and the visitor toilet. So this is for the visitors toilet, this right now which is doing, and the previous one, the other one, is for the master toilet which is in the room. So you can see it's not an easy job here. This is for the master room, the toilet in the room. So this is for the waste, water waste, and the other is for the shit, for the feces. It goes directly to the soak pit. You can see that's the soak pit right there, and this is the one that comes from the visitors toilet. Building is step by step, and we are doing this on a budget. And I'm also moving out from my former previous house, which landlord increased the rent from 1 million to 2 million. So that's why I thought of it that instead of paying 2 million for someone else's house, why not just use the money to finish up my house quickly so I can stay there. So now this is the finishing. The toilet is being installed, the WC is being installed, and the wash and basin also is being installed. So you can see it's not an easy job, but needs to be done. I even did this in a way that my house is even more standard than the previous house which I was staying. Although I did it in a rush and I did it on a budget, but it's still better, and it's better than paying rent and not having freedom in your house. So that's the silicone being put to hold the wash and basin in place. So silicone is used, so there won't be any puncturing of the wall or the tiles or anything. So there won't be any damage. So you can see silicone installed wash and basin. This is how it's all done. You can see. So it's not easy though. It's not easy, but it's all going to be worth it in the long run. So this is the WC, brand new, everything looking so nice and so good. Then this is the kitchen, also the kitchen basin installed also. So the WC has been held down with cement, so it won't be moving or shaking. There are two ways: you can either use screw or use cement, but cement is better. So you see the pipe has been run to the sockaway, and the manhole cover of the sockaway is also being done. So we are doing some finishing touches to the wiring also, and the fittings also need to be done also. So this is the fitting of the switches and the sockets. These also consist in the wiring. So all these have to be done to make sure your house is standard and okay. So this is all done on a budget. I'm telling you, I had to manage as much as I could to make sure all this is done. And this is another important part of the wiring. This we are doing now is the art, because there is live and neutral and art. So we need to make sure that the art rod is being installed in this house also, because if you don't install the art rod, you will see some cases of appliances being shocked. Like your fridge, you might touch your fridge and it will shock you, or you might touch your water heater and it will touch you. It's because there is no art rod in your house. So it's a very important factor. You have to install the art rod, and the way the art rod is being installed, you run the art wire. This is two wires joined together, 2.5 mm and 1.5 mm art wires are being joined together. That's the green and the yellow. Then you put it in a position where you want to install the art rod. You put some salt, then you heat the art rod inside. That is the art rod. That's what it looks like, in case you don't know. And this was done at night, so that's why you see it's kind of dark. So you heat the art rod inside, and this was done at the backyard, so that's why it's looking a little bit messy, but who cares? We want to achieve whatever we want to achieve, not caring about how the place looks. So you can see after the art rod is put in, the wires are going to be connected to the art rod, then it's going to be sunk in finally. So the electrician knows what he's doing, and that's how it's being done. So if you want to finish your house on a budget, you can always contact me and let me do this for you, because if you are going to do it, it's going to take a lot. It's going to be very expensive if you want to do it in other ways, or if you want to give it to someone else to do it. But I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this shit. So That's why you can see I can achieve it on a budget by myself. So this is the finishing of the flat on a budget. So after the wires have been connected, the arch rod is going to be finally sunk in. So after that, next is the filling. Then you can see we are filling up the compound, and see how it looks now after the filling. And I bought some blocks for creating of the staircase to make it look nice. So this is how it looks. So the filling is a very vital part, because you can see how it makes a lot of difference, because it's going to clear off all the old rubbish bushes, and the part which is not clear, you can see all looks clear and good now. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like and share this video, and hit me up with deals. Anyone wants to finish up the house, DM me. One love, guys.